Are you a Travis Tritt fan?
Yeah, Travis Tritt likes a ton of my posts on Instagram.
That's the coolest thing
all the
ever.
time. It's Travis Tritt, like your post, Travis Tritt. He only follows 4 people. I guess that's why he hadn't followed me. But Travis, you watching this, give me a follow.
Yeah, me too, Travis. I'm a big Travis fan. I got to meet him when I was a kid.
Really?
And if you want to talk about something cool that happened to you, I met him before a show, and I was wearing a Georgia hat. You know, he's from Georgia, but I met him in Birmingham, Alabama. And then so I was sitting close to the stage, and during Homesick, he took my hat from me and wore it on stage.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Travis is a guy who I have a lot of respect for because he's a guy that appreciates, and back in the day when it wasn't cool to appreciate the older country musicians, because back in the 90s, a lot of those guys felt like they were getting left behind. Fair and Young famously said country music left him behind, and he took his life. But Travis, it seemed like him and Alan Jackson, I respect the heck out of those guys because it seemed like they always pulled those older guys in and kept them in the limelight. And I've always respected Travis Tritt for that.
Well, I'm glad you said that because this is something that he posted about recently that people forget his impact sometimes. I hear people say that Travis is underrated. I don't buy into it because he's one of the biggest artists in my playlist.
Right.
I mean, and he's one of the most biggest influences on my life as a song. You know, as when I'm writing songs growing up, he was the guy I would copy. I would just like copy his lyrics basically. But he posted recently and said that people say that he's statistically or something the most underperforming person of the class of 89. And I got so angry reading that. I don't know how you can judge it. I know he's not 4th in album sales. There was a lot of people that came out that year, and he's definitely not last in album sales. But
yeah, he's got to be beating Mary Carpenter.
Yeah, and Clint Black.
Yeah,
in album sales, which is a pretty big metric. So I don't know what the other ones are that they're using to say that. But to your point, there's never been a more complete package. He's one of the greatest guitar players. He's one of the greatest singers. He's one of the greatest songwriters. He performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. His damn song was in the Navy SEAL raid being played on the way back from the Bin Laden, so it still continues up until, today. Yeah. His impact on country music, he put the Eagles back together. He's always been supportive of traditional country, and he had a lot of stuff that pushed it forward. Southern rock, rhythm and blues. So the idea that his impact is like any lesser than anyone else is just crazy to me.
Yeah. No shade to Mary Carpenter, by the way. She was great. But I was just, saying, yeah, he was fantastic. I love watching his acoustic sets on YouTube and stuff.
Have you been to the show?
I've not seen him live yet.
I've been to over a dozen just the solo acoustics.
Really?
That's how much I enjoy the show.
I haven't heard of him coming close to my area in a long time, but next time I get the chance, I'll definitely go see him because just him he's a heck of a guitar player.
Unreal.
Heck of a guitar player. People don't talk about that enough. But
do you know how hard it is to have an entire theater sit and watch you with just your voice and your guitar and like be entertained, and it sells out every show?
Yeah, he's fantastic. He really is. I enjoy watching him do that.
Yeah. One of the things I respect about that too, and Garth has done this in Vegas, so good for him. He does some solo acoustic stuff, but think about Travis. The guy used to have such a big show, he would ride a Harley on stage. And now in his 60s, he still has the chops to go and sit beneath the lights, no backing band, just him and his voice and his guitar, and puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
So anyone that questions his impact is just insane.
Yeah. I tell you another one who still packs out shows, and some people hate his live performances, and some people love them. I particularly love him, but that's Hank Jr.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's some people that hate him because if you've ever been to a Hank Jr. show, he changes the lyrics up. So you can't sing along at a Hank Jr. show, but you can sit back and enjoy it, and it's rowdy. But that's what he's known for. And I've been hearing about he's on this tour now, and I've been hearing that he's with Travis Tritt on that tour. It's Travis Tritt, Hank, I think Kid Rock, and some other ones. But I've been hearing that Hank has just been killing it and drawing big crowds and everything. But he's always put on such, he played the guitar, fiddle, piano, whatever instrument you put in front of Hank Jr., he can play it. And I've always just enjoyed him being a musician on stage is so much fun to watch.
Did you ever hear Hank Jr. and Waylon and Travis do Outlaws Like Us?
Yes.
It's a hell of a song. And speaking about Travis, when Who Loved Who, go to that YouTube video with Waylon Jennings. Okay, hit play. Watch what Waylon says about Travis.
Wow. There's a lot of young fellas who are really coming up in the business. Is there? First of all, do you like them?
Oh yeah, I do. I think Travis. You was talking about Travis Tritt a while ago. Travis Tritt, I think, is the best of all of them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But I think some things have happened in country.
Yeah, I've watched that.
Have you seen it?
I've watched that interview before. Yeah, that's really who I was referring to when I was talking about Travis keeping because Allen was more with George Jones, and but Travis did a lot with Waylon, and Waylon had a good attitude about it too. Some of those artists were bitter, really bitter, which is understandable, like Farron was. I can understand it because it's your whole life. And a guy like Farron Young he was there since almost the beginning. And a lot of people had forgotten him. But Waylon had a good attitude about it. Like, don't put me in competition. Like, people's not gonna forget me. I've done it. So he always had a good attitude about it. But
thanks for watching this clip of Country Drive. To see more in the future, please hit like and subscribe.